Hi friends, welcome back. So Tesla had their earnings call yesterday and Elon Musk was indeed on the call. I want to go through the highlights of what Elon Musk said. You got the transcripts right here and let's just jump right in. So one of the questions was, if Trump wins, what's going to be going on with your EV subsidies and tax credits? Chances are they're going away. Is this going to affect your profitability? Mr. Musk basically said, if you don't believe in us, you should sell. This is what he actually said. Seriously, though, he's talking about selling. He said, I guess there'd be some impact. Again, talking about the EV tax credits. It would be devastating for our competitors and Tesla slightly, but long-term probability actually helps Tesla, according to him. And then he's saying here, the value of Tesla overwhelmingly is autonomy. That's the FSD stuff. These other things are, I think, no way it's relative to autonomy. And there's the key line right here. So I recommend anyone who doesn't believe that Tesla would sell vehicle autonomy should not hold Tesla stuff. They should sell their Tesla stuff. If you believe Tesla will sell autonomy, you should buy Tesla stuff. And all other questions are in the noise. That is a real quote from Elon Musk. And how did the market respond to that? Down 8.45% in the pre-market. I mean, obviously, it's kind of an odd thing to say. If you don't believe in autonomy, you should sell our stuff. If you believe in it, you should buy our stuff. And the rest is all noise. That's what it is, guys. And the funniest thing about that is after he said that, the CFO said a little bit, and then that was the last question. The head of investor relations said, okay, I think that's unfortunately all the time we have for today. We appreciate all your questions. Look forward to seeing you, talking to you next quarter. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That was right after the you should sell Tesla stuff. It gets worse from there. And I laugh about this because if you watch the Tesla pumpers, they'll act like Elon Musk is a genius, and the conference call went amazing. Here's another one. These are real questions. Great. The next question is, what type of accessories will be offered with Optimus? Elon Musk's answer was, Optimus is intended to be a generalized humanoid robot with a lot of intelligence. So it's like saying, what kind of accessories will be offered by the human? Okay, it's just the intent to be able to backward compatible with human tasks. So it would use any accessories that a human would use. So, I mean, if someone said, hey, Chris, what kind of accessories do you got? I mean, I guess I got my underwear. I need my shoes. I'm going to need my sunglasses. So you heard it here from Chris Norland. If, Optimus needs accessories, what did I say? Underwear, and no, I said underwear twice. Underwear, sunglasses, and shoes. That's my final answer. Guys, it's all a joke. I mean, it's not a joke in the sense of like that's the stuff that Elon said, but like the stuff he said is laughable. That's the part of the joke. It's a sad joke, especially if you have money in this stuff. And again, the stock is down, and I understand people get emotional with these things. But guys, this is what it is. And there's also the sad thing about it is the Elon, pumpers and promoters out there. I think their audience are either children or adults with children-like minds, and it's crazy. Elon Musk, just 13 hours ago, now he's asking people, should Tesla invest in XAI, which would be, I guess, that new startup thing he's doing. And this is a real question. So he's putting this on Twitter X. Should Tesla invest $5 billion into XAI, assuming the valuation set is by several credible outside investors? Okay, and then he's saying here, approval and board approval and shareholder vote are needed. So this is just to test the waters, and people are like, oh yeah, you should totally do it. And this is the question I pose to you guys. If you're investing in Tesla, do you want to divert $5 billion now into like another company? I mean, I guess on X Twitter they say, yeah, take my money from Tesla. Yeah, I'll buy more of your stock, and you can send that money to whatever company you want. I mean, I guess at this point, might as well just ask, hey guys, I need to buy a new house. Will you give me money? And I guess people will say, well, Mr. Billionaire, yes, we will. It's bizarre, right? These are all the pumpers. Yes. Adrian Dittman, who might be Elon Musk, because he even say yes, of course. And again, more pumpers. Yes. It's befuddling, like how crazy this cult is. Musk is saying you're gonna have human robots next year in Tesla. In 2 years, they're gonna be able to sell it to other companies. This is the actual thing that he said here. Tesla will genuinely useful humanoid robots in low production for Tesla next year, and hopefully high production for other companies in 2026. If you believe that, right, this is the whole noise thing I just mentioned to you guys. He's also saying, I guess he's going to have full approval in China for full self-driving by the end of the year. I mean, all this stuff is like, if you believe it. And I want to point this one out as well, this crazy stuff I mentioned before, but I want to give some more context. So he's just tweeting this out recently, got 153 million views. It's basically a troll post. But he's saying, imagine this for 4 years, and he's making fun of Kamala Harris, where she introduces herself at the White House. I think this was probably in, this would be in a conference room, and it says, I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And this was back in July 2022. And if you watch this context, like watch this outside of context, it seems like, why are you talking about wearing a blue suit? That's a little bit weird, right? And the thing is, or being a woman, etc. And then the conservative people like Bobo is like, oh, this is all just the woke crowd, blah blah blah. Here's the thing, guys. It's actually these people are bullies, and I'm talking about Musk and the followers, because essentially this was at a conference for people with disabilities. So some people may have visual disabilities, right? And so it was like a disability advocates thing. They're also talking about abortion rights, but the point being, it makes sense. You put it in that context, if someone can't see so well, and you're saying, hey, I'm sitting at the table, I'm a woman, I'm wearing a blue suit. Like, if you want to include those people in the conversation, it's not weird. And so I don't know what to say. That's Elon Musk for you. and they're bully friends. And like I said, if you want to bully people with disabilities, that's your prerogative. But I never advocate for that kind of thing. And in fact, it's actually really, it just exposes the kind of person that Musk is. I'll just leave it at that. Also, too, that there's been, I guess, problems if you want to follow Kamala Harris on her Twitter account. People are saying, hey, I tried to follow her, but it won't work. And people are getting this message: limit reach. You're unable to follow more people. And this person was saying, dear Musk and X, what does it mean? I haven't tried to follow anyone lately. Who knows? And that's the question: is this some sort of like thing that he's doing on purpose or not, right? So I can't tell you. So the quote was someone was saying, hey, this suggests that X may be intentionally throttling or blocking Vice President Harris's ability to communicate with potential voters. So I don't know. I'll give it two ways. So one is, yes, they are throttling her account. It's certainly possible. I'll say two, it could be just the account got so many followers recently that the system can't handle it. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. I don't know either way. So I just said I don't know. But the Musk stuff, I'm bringing this stuff up along with the commerce call because you have to put it all in context of like how nuts of the guy is, or the kind of drama that it's around him. So now he's denying that he's giving the $45 million to Trump, I guess, but it's the kind of denial that Musk would make. So he's saying, oh, it's not true. I'm not donating $45 million a month to Trump. However, and this is the answer. Now, what I have done is I've created a PAC or super PAC or whatever you call it. It is called the America PAC. So he denied, what if he's donating $44 million, right? So it's one of those denials. And then he goes on to say here, it's ridiculous. I'm making some donations to America PAC, but at a much lower level, whatever that means, right? I don't know. I don't know what it means. And key values of the PAC are supporting a meritocracy, individual freedom. Republicans are mostly, but not entirely, on the side of merit and freedom. Great. So that's Mr. Musk. And this is the kind of stuff. And if you actually go through this, I'll go through some more. He in his conference call, he's just like, he sound bored. He could be on something, and he talks kind of just slow and strange. The thing was an hour. I'm going through it really quickly because honestly, it's a waste of time to listen to the whole thing. And again, the pumpers will pretend like it was a great call, but it was weird. It was weird. I guess they're talking about electrifying not just cars, but aircrafts, boats, all kinds of stuff. Good job, Tesla. And then this is another key line. We won't get too much into product roadmaps, so they're not going to tell you what they're doing in the future because it's good reserved for a product announcement events. But we are on track to deliver the more affordable model the first half of next year. So it's always next year. I guess they're going to be doing a new model according to Elon Musk. The big, really far, by far, the biggest differentiator for Tesla is autonomy. So you said that, and that was at the end of the call. And again, if you don't believe in it, you should sell. In addition, we have economies of scale. We're the most efficient electric vehicle producer in the world. He's talking about Optimus. They're going to be awesome with that. And this is just kind of like a summary of like, hey, everything's coming out next year. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to, everyone's going to want our products, is that kind of stuff. I guess the Robotaxi event's going to be 10/10, October 10th. I guessed that date before. It looks like I was correct, but I also, to be fair, I made two guesses. I said it's either going to be 10/10 or Halloween, October 31st. I made two guesses. We were right on one. I mean, it was kind of easy to guess this one. So I was leaning more towards Halloween. But then someone else said 10/10 is also XX, right? The Roman numeral. So, honestly though, guys, that because they missed the 8/8, the thing that he was saying, it's hard to take any of this stuff seriously. Because there comes a point where you got to deliver stuff. You can't just promise next year forever. I mean, I guess theoretically you can if your followers are that naive, and it appears to be that they are. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. My channel is really small because I tell people the truth. The average person on YouTube does not want to hear the truth that follows Tesla. They just want to be told lies and live in a fantasy while their money shrinks. I don't know why. You do tell me. I don't know. Here's another question. It says here, now let's get to investor questions. The first question, what's the status of the Roadster? This is the Elon Musk answer. With respect to the Roadster, we've completed most of the engineering, and I think there's still some upgrades we want to make to it, but we expect to be in production next year. It will be something special, like the whole thing might be. I feel like they said that last year. It's going to be next year, but again, it's next year. When's your first Robotaxi ride? He says here, I guess that's really just a question when can you expect the first, or when can we do an unsupervised full self-driving? It's difficult. Obviously, my predictions on this have been overly optimistic in the past. So, I mean, based on the current trend, it seems as if we should get miles between interventions and have blah, blah, blah. You know the answer already. Next year. Great. Okay, let's keep going on. This is what the conference call is. It's always next year. Okay, what's going on with Dojo? And he actually said that they're going to compete with NVIDIA. So we are going to double down on Dojo. We do see a path to being competitive with NVIDIA with Dojo. And I think they kind of have no choice. Demand, NVIDIA, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it's going to be next year. I'm telling you guys, it's a joke. This whole thing is so ridiculous. Here's another one. The next question is, do you feel you're cheating people out of joys of owning a Tesla by not advertising? And Elon Musk says, we are not doing some advertising. And then he, I guess, pointed to his CFO and says, do you want to say something? All right, next question. And there is very little follow-up by the analysts. They said basically he would say next year. Okay, next question. Now that's the conference call. Next year, next question. And our products are going to be awesome. Everybody wants one. The funny thing about this stuff is, though, and not funny or sad, but if you understand Wall Street, right? Some of these people, these analysts, they represent, be it banks or private equity or whatever, or hedge funds that have money in this. And so it's to their interest to also keep pumping said stock. And so they don't necessarily want to push too hard because you saw already in the after hours or in pre-market, it's down like 8.5% or whatever. I mean, this whole thing's a joke. It's a sad joke because like I said, the pumpers are painted as something else. But I'm putting it all up here on the screen. If you want to read it, you can. If you want to listen to it, you can. But it's to anyone of any integrity or intelligence obvious that this Musk guy is not to be trusted. It's obvious, but it is what it is. So they asked him, hey, what's going on with the Giga Mexico thing? And this was his answer. Well, we currently are poised on Giga Mexico. I think we need to just see just where things stand after the election. Trump has said that he will put heavy tariffs on vehicles produced in Mexico, so it doesn't make sense to invest a lot in Mexico if that's going to be the case. Oh, okay. So we need to see where things are played out politically. However, we're increasing capacity at our existing factories, Cybertruck, Robotaxi, etc. will be at Giga Texas. So basically, and I mentioned to you guys before, if you really believe in Musk and Trump and the Republicans, etc., I mean, why doesn't Elon Musk build all the factories in USA and pay American wages to Americans? That's the question I posed to you. Maybe he's going to. Who knows? They said they're putting a hold on the Mexican factory, so that's what that's all about. What's going on with licensing of OEM, FSD to the OEMs? He says there are a few major OEMs have expressed interest in licensing full self-driving, and I suspect there will be more, but we can't comment on details of those discussions. Okay. And then they just say that Tesla and XAI are going to be cool together, and look at all the opportunities. Great. Next year. The thing too, which I thought was kind of interesting, they asked him about hiring engineers for XAI. It says like, your engineers and how do you allocate them between companies, etc. Musk was saying here, he gave a couple answers, and I'll read the shorter one, but the basic gist was it was hard to get people to come and just work at Tesla because a lot of these people actually just want to work on AI stuff. He says here, so it was either they go to the startup or I'm involved with doing the startup and I'm not involved. There are two choices. This wasn't they would come to Tesla. They were not going to come to Tesla under any circumstances. So yes, yeah, once again, I just want to repeat myself here. I tried to recruit them to Tesla, including say, like, you can work on AGI, and if you want, and they refused. Only then was XAI created. So he's saying here basically engineers want to work on AI only. They don't really want to work at Tesla. So that's interesting. That's what he claims. So that's why he had to start a new company. Another questions about Optimus. Is auto revenue going to be below 50% of your company? And basically, are you going to be selling lots of Optimus stuff like that? And Elon Musk had another like Muskian answer. This is his real answer. You can't make this up. Okay, so yeah, talking about how many people want Optimus. Yeah, I mean, as I said a few times, I think the long-term value of Optimus will exceed that of everything else that Tesla has combined. So he's saying Optimus is going to be your biggest selling product. So it's simply just never considered that useful utility, humanoid robot. But I think everyone on Earth is going to want one. According to Elon Musk, everyone on Earth is going to want an Optimus robot. There are 8 billion people on Earth, so it's 8 billion right there. Wow, you're going to be selling 8 billion robots, I guess. And then you've got all the industrial uses, which is probably at least as much. So I guess that's another 8. So you got 16 billion robots they're going to sell. It's a joke, right? So I expect that the long-term demand for general purpose human robots is in excess of 20 billion units. Again, this is what we're talking about here. And then he goes on to say, I mean, look at ARK Invest. They said we're worth 5 trillion. I mean, it's going to be awesome, these robots. So I'll leave that to you if you think that they are indeed going to be selling 20 billion robots. I mean, why not 30 billion robots while you're at it? And just to give you some context, they sell about 2 million robots a year. Nowhere near a billion of anything, let alone 20 billion. But I understand this, guys. Again, if you have a mind of a child or an adult who has a mind of a child, you're just like, oh my God, robots. Elon Musk is awesome. And Chris, you're just so mean to Mr. Musk. But it's nonsense. They asked him about, FSD to other companies. And then what's interesting is I'll sort of kind of summarize this stuff because it gets to be too ridiculous. But basically, guys, Tesla's cars, have cameras. Other cars in other companies may have different equipment and different placement of said cameras or whatever. And so the question I'd pose to you is, if they are going to sell FSD to other car companies, are the car companies going to match the hardware of Tesla exactly? That's the question. And Elon Musk is like, they may have to, match us, but I think the whole thing is stupid and a non-starter. That's just my opinion. I get it. The Tesla fanboys just say, no, Chris, you're so dumb. And then Elon Musk will say, we're going to do like 1 million of these things, and with OEMs, the FSD, and when we have some big announcement, we'll give it to you next year. I can't even keep patience because this whole thing is so stupid. Okay, the other question was, what about like robotaxis and the whole like geofencing and pedals and stuff like that? So the basic gist of this, guys, is it appears like pedals, and GM canceled theirs. If you want to sell a car without pedals or steering wheel in USA, you have to apply for like to the government for regulations on that. And I think that you can only like make 2,500 of these total. So not only do you have to apply, because we just don't have any vehicles on the road that are, again, pedalless or wheelless, steering wheelless. It just he doesn't really answer this. This is his answer. Well, obviously the real reason they cancel it, talking about GM now, can't make it work, not because of regulators. They're blaming regulators. That's misleading to them to do so, because Waymo just is fine with those markets. So that's just technology not on par. All right, and it's just like, okay, next question. Because the question was like, how are you going to put a car in the road without pedals or wheels? And that's just like, he's just talking about GM. They asked again, what's going on with your global partners, et cetera, and Robotaxi stuff, regulatory approval. Musk was like, and this is the answer. So according to Musk, they're going to be able to roll these out really fast, but it's not necessarily going to be the pedalless ones. He says, This would be just the Tesla network. You can literally open the app, Tesla app, and summon a car and send it to pick up whatever. And we'll have a fleet of in an order of 7 million autonomy soon, I guess. In the USA, that would be over 10 million or over 20 million, I guess now we're talking. This is in that scale, and the car is able to operate 24/7, and it's going to be available instantly. It's going to be so awesome. I mean, he does like instantly. So I guess they're going to about to push out is a software, and instantly you're going to be able to turn your car into Robotaxi. I mean, it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. Why is it an instant scale? I guess that's his phrase. So the entire Tesla fleet will be active, just software update, and you can have a Robotaxi, according to Mr. Musk. And I mean, so I guess the Tesla pumpers, they'll probably read this like, oh my God, guys, you're going to start making money on your car instantly, right? And it's just, it's a joke. Why do I say that? Is because we already have Uber and Lyft now, and this idea that suddenly all these cars are going to flood the road, right? Make it through regulations, no problem. Be driverless, no problem. And it's with existing hardware that you have now, instantly after the update, voila. And then, just imagine if theoretically everyone has, Robotaxi, what's going to happen to prices? I mean, it's obvious that prices would plummet. It's not going to be profitable. Who's going to clean said things? People we already talked about this stuff. This whole thing is a joke. And that's why the stock is down. And I don't know how much longer this can keep going. I think today was an interesting one yesterday with the conference call, because I feel like some people did wake up, because I mean it's just clear that the wheels are falling off. either Elon Musk takes the steering wheel off of his Robotaxis, or the wheels will literally fall off the Cybertrucks or whatever the Tesla's getting. We've actually heard reports of the poor manufacturing quality, but this is where Tesla stands, and I think like I said, the key line up here was, if you don't believe in Tesla, it says here, so I recommend anyone who doesn't believe that Tesla would sell vehicle autonomy should not hold Tesla stuff. They should sell their Tesla stuff. If you believe Tesla will sell autonomy, you should buy Tesla stuff. And all these other questions are noise. So that is the conference call, in my opinion, on this stuff. Again, I'm sure the pumpers will tell you everything is awesome, but I mean, if you look at the conference call, it's pretty obvious to tell it this whole thing is a clown show. So anyway, I do appreciate your thoughts. Please share, and I'll catch you in the next video.